So today's job is a little ceiling repair up here, like I'll show you. Just got to repair that. So just going to pop down to Wicks, get a bag of bonding, and we'll get this one done, eh? And when I am at the beach and I'm doing a little bit of repair work, I generally leave the trail at home, and I like to use a bit of cuttlefish. If it gets into these areas, quite nice, so you can really get that curve with a cuttlefish. I think it's a Marshalltown cuttlefish, that one. That really works. I mean, I started that about 10 o'clock this morning, and yeah, it's coming out all right. I'm going to get a cup of tea. Back on this job today. I did this ceiling about a week and a half ago, this ceiling and this back wall, did a little video on that. Well, today and for the next few days I shall be staying in this job, hopefully, because I've got plenty to get on with. Obviously all these walls, I'm in the upper hallway at the minute, so upstairs. So all these walls to do, bringing it down to the downstairs. 3 bedrooms are done up here. So that's the plan, just crack on with this really. That's a day's work, just getting all the gear in out of the van, isn't it? Upstairs, all your gear out again. But at least most of it can stay in here this week, so that's nice. Anyway, let's just turn you around and show you the walls, what I'm doing today. So I'm going to jump on this wall and this wall today really, try and get all this upstairs done. A few different textures going on, they've got a bit of bonding. Obviously the blue grit's been done, which is great. And this is a corner that I've bonded up last week sometime, I think, just to straighten it up because it was everywhere. So all this bonding, they'll have a little quick scrape down, and then they'll have a couple of coats of SBR, because that's all I've got on board at the minute. Same here, there's a load of bonding here has been made in. So that'll all have a couple of coats just to slow it all down. And then be nice part of the job to get away from this end of this little sort of inlet. It's a little bit tight up here. So once I'm out of here and get all this done, I can start jumping on the big staircase wall and get myself downstairs then. These are nice, these Purdy rollers with a sort of longer sort of mini emulsion head. They're great for PVA and SBR when you're not in such big areas, sort of getting above doors and down door frames. Sometimes you don't always need a big roller. These are just great. And obviously not bad for painting either. So I've brought my little table into this job. When I'm on a job that's more than a day or two, I really like to set a little table up, a little pasting table thing. They're only cheap, these plastic things, so it don't matter if they get wet. And it just keeps everything in one place, because if you're anything like me, you have a trowel and you got that somewhere on a windowsill, and then hawks never want to sit on the edge of the bucket, they always fall off onto the floor. So just to have a flat surface at waist height, it's great, even for obviously your drinks and a cup of tea and that, everything's in one place. When you keep putting it on the floor and you've got to keep up and down, it can just drive you a bit crazy. So just a real simple idea, just chuck a table in a room, especially when you're working in a hallway, because you've got no room to put, well, you finish with that trowel, you put it down somewhere, then you need this, need that. So just chuck one of them up. That's an old skill saw line where I cut a bit of wood. Went a bit deep there. Today I will show you, I spoke about it on another video, but I never got a chance to show anyone, one of these Marshalltown squeegees. I use that today. I don't really ever see any other plasterers using them. And they're very soft like a squeegee, like a window cleaner squeegee. So you would never want to finish with it. But just to get that first coat flat, they're so quick. But anyway, I'll show you that. Right, everything is primed, prepared, ready to go. I've had a cup of coffee and a little bit of chocolate. Let's do this. Cut the waffle and show you this. So this I got a few years ago with one of these online bundles. You know, you buy the beads, they give you 50 rolls of scrim, whatever, a load of dust sheets, and I chuck one of these in. Little Marshalltown squeegee. Very, very flexible blade on it. So you would never use it for finishing, but hopefully you'll see this. So you can see this is everywhere. So if I just want to quickly lay it down, just pull that across it, and look, I don't know if you can see that. It's brilliant. Same there, let's try and get a good angle. I'll watch this back after to make sure I've got it. So you just pull that squeegee across. I know you've got speed skims, but speed skims are a little bit more harsh than this. This is really gentle, and you need no pressure on it, and it will just take out all the dips and lines. Well, not the dips, but it will take out all the lines. Don't really need it up here because it's already good, but I'll just show you. So you just run that along, and look, it just lays it down. I'll show you again on the second coat. I don't think that's the best example of it. Never want to put that on first really, because it's probably going to have obviously more suction in it, but you can never be 100% sure how it's going to react. It might just really suck quick, or it might hold back because it's had some SBR on it. But I'll never put that on first because I know exactly what the plasterboard's going to do. That's a given really. So you don't want to leave yourself putting that on and knowing that's gone off and you've got to get that on, and you're going to start panicking then. So deal with the problem area last.
It's going to need some as well. It's going to need a bit of fabric here on that.
With the Marshalltown again, see if I can show you that in a bit more detail. As you can see, that is shocking, so it needs some flattening out. So the little squeegee, we'll put it there, pull it up nice and easy. There you go, look. Look what that does. Just helps you out really quickly. You've got quite a good reach on it as well, because you obviously see this. So just pull it out so it gets it smooth, not flat. Don't rely on it to get it flat because it will ride every ripple. But just to get them first lot of trail lines out, it's great. It just sorts you out. You can switch your head off a bit then, get on with the second coat. Because that is so deep in there, and I know that if I start trying to flatten out with a trowel, the trowel's going to dig into the depth, and then it's just not going to do it as quick. You can see, look, it can even hold it down here, pull it up, get it round. Good for things like that. Look, just get around that light switch. It's a lot more subtle than a trowel would be. Yeah, look. See how it leaves these sort of bit of a wavy line, but obviously you're going to go over that again. But just to lose that thing, there you go, look, I flattened it right out. It's good on render as well. When you pull it across sand and cement, it sort of does almost what's, you know, it can almost bring it out like a sponge sometimes, you hit it right. Okay, so let's leave that there. And I'm going to get straight on with a second coat on that. I'm actually going to put that back in the van and get a smaller trowel out. Follow me to the van. Right. Okay. Oh, man, it's slippery. I've nearly fallen over 3 times in here. Right, the old trail rack. I think I will have. Let's take this little carbon steel one. And I might take. No, that'll do. This little carbon steel one will do. Little thinner one. They're quite nice, them. Don't need anything else while I'm down here, do I? No, I think that'll do. That'll ding dang do for me. Let's try not to go arse over tit in this mud. Might get a few views for that. Oh fuck me, I nearly did that. I find myself using these for so much more things now. I mean, they're great down there where it curves. It's really hard to use a trowel on that because obviously it curves, but these are just great for these little last details. Just get it in there and it's just nice. Pull that along now. Nice straight cut. Now let's take the tape off. Hopefully I've plastered over the tape too much. That's it. Nice. Looks pretty sharp. Just a little bit mucking about there. And then obviously they've got to decorate yet. I'll put a little bit of decorator's filler down there, but pretty nice. That's that side all done. Just maybe one more little polish up, but I don't think it really needs it. That's all looking good and shiny and smooth and everything else. Okay, just something to think about if you're going to do a job that involves this blue grit. If you are going to do a job, make sure you price for more plaster than you normally would. You know, if you've got a bedroom and you say that's going to take 4 bags of plaster, stick another bag or 2 on top of that on your price, because this stuff absolutely eats plaster. I'm getting a bit sick of it now. This whole job has been blue gritted for me previously, and when I priced for the job, obviously it hadn't been done, so I just priced to, you know, put normal PVA, SBR or whatever, and skim. So you allow the amount of plaster for that. But where this has all been blue gritted, I'm using so much plaster to cover stuff. Basically what it's done is they turn a smooth wall into almost like an Artex or like a Sandtex poly ripple ceiling again. So there's no need for it. I mean, in my opinion, as a plasterer, unless the surface has already got a texture to it, you know, like maybe a silk Artex ceiling, or sometimes in a rare occasion you might have to skim over old bathroom tiles if they're not going to rip them off, then it's fine for that. But if you're just going over walls, this stuff is utterly pointless, because all you're doing is making a smooth wall into a textured wall again. I mean, it's good in the fact that it's got great holding back power. The suction is almost zero on this stuff. So in that way, they should just sell it as a blue primer without the grit in it. Maybe one gritted, one not gritted. I would certainly use it as a blue primer, because I think it's great for that. But just as something to put on the wall, it's not good, because what happens is you can't really roll it on the wall. It's so thick and clumpy. Most people brush it on the wall, and that's what the fella's done for me here. He's brushed it, and when you dip your brush in and you put that first brushful on the wall, it leaves such a high build of clump everywhere. You know, you get these patches of it. You know, you might dip it in 10 times over the course of a wall, so you've got 10 lots of that first brush hitting that wall before it gets pulled out. Like, take this wall for instance. It's just a normal wall. It had a bit of bonding down the end. Now that wall has had 2 really thick coats to cover the blue grit, but it still needed a 3rd just to really cover it. So it's used, I don't know, probably a 3rd more plaster than I would have used on that anyway, really. I mean, it's going to look nice as it's drying, because it's so thick. You're not going to get high and low spots. You're not going to get that dark patch to the light patch where it's drying at different levels, because it's so thick on there. It's going to dry as one. I know it always looks nice, but it's going to get painted anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So anyway, just to sort of put it in your mind, you can get caught out on this on price, as I have here. It's not going to cost me a fortune, but it's still going to cost me more than I bargained for, and time as well, because obviously it's all time spreading that on. You've got to put another coat on it, and you know, you don't really want to be doing that, not over a whole house. If someone's done a room for you, fair enough, you know, you can accept that. But this has been a fairly decent sized 3-bedroom house, so over the course of that, it's cost me a lot more in plaster and time, really. So if the makers of blue grit do ever watch anything like this, can you bring a tub of this out without any aggregate in it? Because that would be great.